Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we are going to make this heart square. Um, and this is going to be done in Tunisian crochet and the knit stitch. So we are going to chain 30 to begin with. I'm going to use white as the background. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. I am using my 6 millimeter crochet hook, Tunisian crochet hook, and in the back bumps, starting in the second chain from the hook, we're going to pull up a loop. So we'll start pulling up loops just like we did in the washcloth yesterday. Same thing. This is the start of our Tunisian knit stitch kids blanket. So this is the first heart that we are making. I think there's 5 different heart squares we will be making. This month for this blanket. So by the time that we get all of our loops on here, you should have 30 loops on your hook. And it is good to count to make sure you have that many, because, as we're making pictures in Tunisian, um, well, you should have that many no matter what, but it makes a big difference when you're doing pictures to make sure you have the right amount of loops on your hook before we do our return pass. And here's the last one. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 4, 6, 8, 30. Okay, so we have 30. All right, now we're going to go through one loop. Okay, that's the first loop. Now we're just going to go through 2 loops all the way back. And this is our base. So once we get back here, I'll show you. The knit stitch is the exact same thing that we learned yesterday while making that washcloth. And by the way, if you use cotton yarn, you can make this square into a washcloth too if you'd like. You can make some Valentine washcloths. That would be really neat to give as gifts. Excuse me. All right, so now we're in the second row here. We're going into the knit stitch. So like I showed you yesterday, we are going to go straight through the stitch, that horizontal. Go to the horizontal line, go straight through from the back to the from the front to the back, and bring it out. And then just go. It's right in between. There you go, like that. The return pass is always the same. So once you get all of these on your hook, you should still have 30. You should always have 30 loops on your hook no matter what during this project. Every row has 30 loops on the hook. And then when you get to the end here, you go through both of these at the end. Make sure you go through both of them. And there you have it. Now this is going to curl. That is just the nature of the beast. Once we put a border on it though, it will be fine. Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. Sorry about that, folks. So I'm trying to get some videos done at the same time. All right. All right, and then so this is the second row. Um, Once we need to do six, we need to have 6 rows of this. So we need 4 more rows of just plain white. So I'm going to get mine done, and I'll let you get yours done. So just do 4 more rows of plain white, and we'll be back right after that. Okay. All right, so we're back. There's 6 rows of the Tunisian knit stitches right there with the white. All right, so now we're going to start off. We need 14 white. So there's 2 because this first one counts. So now we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we're going to use this hot pink. I think that's what it's called. Yep, it's called hot pink. And it's the Big Twist value yarn. You could still get that on Premier, from Premier, because Premier still sells that. Uh, I used to get that from Joann's, because Joann sold Premier yarns. Uh, but Joann's is no longer open, but you could still get that. Just go to premier.com. Alright, you're going to need 2 of these hot pinks next. So that's what I did. I just threw those in there like that. And now we'll go back to our white, and we need 14 white to finish it up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14 is those last 2 right there. Going through those last 2, just like we always do. And there we have it. All right. Then you'll work that off, and we'll be back for row 8 of this square. All right. I probably should have showed you, but just like we did the snowflake square last month, we work it off with the hot pink. So you need to switch to the hot pink to work those off, and switch back to the white. So here is row 8. So we need 13 white. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Alright, now we're going to switch back to our hot pink, and we need 4 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll switch back to our white and finish it off with 13 white. So this square is going to be very, very easy, because we're only working with 2 different colors. So, if you've never done a picture before, this square will be a good one for you to start out with. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right, so work those off, and we'll be back for the next row. All right, so row 9, we are starting out with 12 white this time. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then we go to our hot pink, and we need 6 hot pink this time. So there's 1, 2,
Lisa's heating on it.
3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go back to our white, and we finish it off with 12 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Work those off and we'll be back for row 10 in a moment. Alright, so row 10, we're going to start out with 11 white this time. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We only need 11. And now we need 8 hot pink this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to finish this row off by putting 11 white in. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Alright, work those off and we'll be back for row 11. Alright, so for row 11, we need to do 10 white to start out with. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we need 10 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then you're going to need 10 white to finish off the row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, work those off and then we'll be right back for row 12. Alright, so row 12, we're going to start out with 9 white. So there's 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we need 12 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we need 9 white to finish off the row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I was going to tell you, if you don't want these lines going back and forth right here, you would have needed to use 2 balls of white. So 1 ball of the hot pink and 2 balls of white. That way you'd start, your first white, of course, would be right here. And then when you did your hot pink, you'd start another ball of white next. So then we wouldn't have those lines going across. So I think that I may just do that. So the bigger this heart goes, the worse these lines are going to be. So anyway, I guess that is up to you and what you want to do. I'm going to work these off, and we'll be back for row 13 next. Alright, I think we're at row 12. We're going to start out with 9 white. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I'm going to leave that go because I went back and I did it without the lines. It looks a lot better. So I had the 2 balls of white, made myself 2 balls of white and redid this. So there's, now we need 12 hot pink. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, get that to go through, 12, and then 9 white to finish it off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, work those off and we'll be back for row 13 next. Okay, so row 13, we're going to start out with 8 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now we need then we need 14. Now we need 14 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we'll finish this off with 8 white at the end here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, work those off and we'll be back for row 14 next. Alright, row 14 we'll start out with 7 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need 16 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then we're going to finish it off with 7 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, there you go. Now work that off and we'll be back for row 15 next. Okay, so row 15. We're going to start out with 6 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need 18 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And then we're going to finish this off by putting 6 white at the end. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, now this row gets repeated. So this is row 15. We need all the way up to row 20. So we need 5 rows of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. it goes to 6 rows of it. So from 15 to 20, you will do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then we'll be back for row 21.
I'm getting out.
All right, so we need to start row 21. This is what it looks like. We did 6 rows from 15 to 20, the same thing. Okay, row 21, we're starting out with 7 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need 16 hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we're going to finish it off with 7 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so we'll work those off, and we'll be back for row 22 next. All right, row 22, we're going to start out with 8 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, and now we need 6 of these hot pink. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we need another ball of white. So we need for now I'm just going to do this, but I would just have another ball of white for the middle. Okay, and then you just need 2 white. So you for this project you're actually going to need 3 white balls, and then 6 hot pink after the 2 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're going to finish off with the 8 white at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you'll work those off, and we'll be back for row 23. Yeah, 23. I'm next. All right, so we're on row 23 now, but before we go any further, you need 3 balls of white and 2 balls of the hot pink to do this part. So you need an extra ball of the hot pink. So in order to do this square, you should have 3 balls of white and 2 balls of hot pink, or whatever color you're making your heart. All right, so 23, we are going to start out with 9 white. So there is 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we need 4 hot pink and 4 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, and now 4 white. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4 hot pink again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we should be finishing this off with 9 white. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Just like that. Okay, and work those off, and we'll be back for row 24 next. Okay, so row 24, you're going to start out with 10 white. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we need 2 hot pink. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need 6 white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 2 hot pink. 1 and 2. And then we're going to finish this row off by putting 10 white in. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, and we'll work those off, and we'll be back for row 25 next. All right, so there is our heart. We just finished up our heart, so now we can cut off. Well, the heart is finished. We're not done with the square. So we could cut off these extra. We don't need these. I always cut them long so I can sew them in. Alright, we just need this one white now. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, for the next 6 rows, you're just going to go white all the way across. And we need 6 more rows of this, and then our square will be done. And then when we come back, we will do the border of this square. I'll show you how we do the border. All right, and I will see you then. Okay, so this is our heart square that we've got so far. We're going to put a border around this square. Isn't that pretty? That's so cool. And it looks like it's knitted. You know, it is not knitted, but it looks like it because we're using the knit stitch. So exciting. All right, so in this very first stitch, I chained one, and I've got my 6mm hook, regular hook, and in this first stitch here, I'm going to put a half double crochet, but I'm going to go in like I'm doing the knit stitch, and just put a half double crochet. This is binding off, but I'm binding off with a half double crochet. And of course I switched over to the hot pink too. So we just do this all the way down, just like we are Tunisian crocheting still. We're going through that stitch like a knit, straight through. All right, and then when we get to this last one right here, where we go through these two at the end, right there, we're going to put 3 half double crochets in there to turn this corner. And now you're just going to put a half double crochet in each stitch down the side. And that's why I love Tunisian crochet, because it looks like stitches all the way around. And just remember, on the corners you're putting 3 half double crochets in the corner. And then when you go all the way around and come back around, we need 2 more half double crochets in this stitch where we started from. 2 more, and then that corner will be finished too. So I will see you at the end of this round. Okay, so round 2, I went back to the white, and we're going to go into, you're going to find that third loop, which is behind the other 2 loops behind. We're going to put a half double crochet in this third loop. And then when you get to the corner, make sure that you put the half double crochet in that middle one. So there is 3 half double crochets in the corner. Go to the middle one, and in that third loop put 3 half double crochets in the third loop. Well, come on. And just go all the way around it like that, and then we will see you for the third round of our border in a moment. Okay, so the last round of our border. We are going to single crochet in the third loops now. So we're still working in those third loops, but we're just going to single crochet. And then again, in the corners, we're going to put 3 single crochets in that middle stitch of those 3 stitches in the corner. And this is what our square is going to look like when it's done. Really, really pretty and so cool. Very cool looking. So, I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this square with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.